know a gentleman named Dean that lives around here?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we get into this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, or at least hit that like button. It really helps out, and you have no idea. This video is going to be very different, quite like my lifestyle now. I have a parrot. I am a full-time mommy. Oh my goodness, being a parrot mom is absolutely insane, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I hope you guys have been having a great year so far. I know I have been, just been busy. As you see, I need to take my trash can out, but you know, full-time mom now, like give me a break. Yeah, this is what we have here. Watching my every move, every corner. Guys, if I blink twice, it means I need help. Now, with this that we are talking about, his name is Dean. We are talking about a that is so vile, with such vile messages, that we just had to expose him no matter what it took. The story needs to be told, and his face needs to be plastered everywhere. His few years that he does left on this planet should be left isolated, and I don't feel bad saying that. And if it's not in prison, then it should be in his own home, as in fearful to show his face to society anymore. He does live in a very small town, so I hope this gets out there. So let's get right to it. We're talking about Dean Shaleser, age 72, of Partyville, Wisconsin. Shaleser, Dean. This isn't the first time I've exposed someone in their 70s, but there are plenty of firsts that I've ever heard in this guy's messages. This guy is what you would say unique. Just this guy's online persona is very creepy, even to an adult, I would say. So it makes me wonder if he does have friends or family in real life. Because his first and last name and photo are right here on his Facebook. And right at the top it says, "Love camping in the," which we'll get into later, believe me. I just want to say how shocked I am that he gets away with this photo on Facebook. Like, he really gets away with this photo on Facebook. But yet my catches and a lot of catchers, we get taken down right away for our hard work. And we even censor out those photos that they post on Facebook. What the hecky? Sadly, I had to see that full photo, and that full photo of him, which he made it public online. Online, publicly, where he posted that photo, that is also where I see him publicly invite a 16-year-old to chat with him. There's no way of telling if that 16-year-old messaged him, but I hope for her sake she didn't. His entire online persona is used for sexual purposes only, and to me that is disgusting and a really quick way to lure vulnerable younger teens. Luckily, I looked through it, so you don't have to. Okay, truth time. Chris looked through it, so we don't have to. There are hundreds of posts and comments from Dean on his online platforms, mostly about his pee-pee. A lot of pics claiming to be his pee-pee, but you can clearly tell it's somebody's pee-pee that is half his age that he got from a site, most likely. Moving on. I mean, this is nothing new that we see, especially from older men or just really fat men. Now, Dean talks about himself as he's a kid sometimes. I'm not sure if these are fantasies or if they are real life, but he did open up a lot. In one discussion, he talks about his nickname in high school being Super Pickle. He claims the guys saw his wiener and it was too big, and other guys wanted to see it too. He talks about wearing shorts to school, pretty tight ones that made his wiener exposed on purpose, you know. He has a story about watching farm animals mate as a kid to learn about sex. When he was 15, he found his love for flashing and flashed his first lady at the laundromat. And the fantasies get even more alarming in this moral dilemma group that I found him in. It is a group for people to share their real life moral dilemmas and then get advice/help from other users. Somebody posted on there that they were 19 and flirting with a 17-year-old and they were worried it's wrong. Dean's response to this was, I have been allowing my young daughter to use the bathroom toilet while I'm trying to take a shower, but she's getting too old for that now. I have no idea if Dean does have a daughter, but if he does, I guarantee she's not young, at least not anymore. Therefore, this is a fantasy about his daughter that at least doesn't fully exist. He tells a similar story on a subreddit called Confessions, but this story confesses that his daughter brings her friends into the restroom that he is using and they all just stare. There's also multiple stories about him and all of his cousins as kids as well, taking baths together, having sex with each other, watching farm animals together, creating and he still carries on with that as he gets older. In some of these stories, his first experience is at the age of 8 or 15. So that tells me again that all of these stories are most likely fantasies. So he's creating these stories about being a kid and doing stuff with other kids. That's a concerning thing right there, even without chatting to a decoy, just chatting to another adult or a human being or, of course, another. I mean, this man is sick, vile. And even if all these stories are true, he's choosing to repeat this cycle then. He should be investigated or at least in prison. I mean, oh my goodness. For what it's worth, he's also active in a... Guys, for what it's worth, he's also active in a naughty granny subreddit. Maybe he thinks that will even everything out. I don't know. I think this guy's just so desperate. Like, he will have anything. Like, anything that shows him attention. And when I say anything, I mean anything. I mean, we were talking about bestiality earlier. Anything, any mammal that gives him attention. I look up as my parrot as I say this. I mean, this is not easy to talk about in front of a chunky little thing like that, you feel me? All jokes aside, y'all, like, this is just the beginning, and we see what it would be like if he really did meet up with them. As always, he messaged the decoy first, and the decoy told him right away she's This is after Dean just asked to send a photo, so Dean's response was, I wasn't going to send you a picture of me unless you tell me. That would be your choice. I don't mind. In fact, I hope you would still tell me you would need to see me. The decoy said, just a view? And Dean was like, so no. Like, he really wanted to. But instead, he sent this photo of his leathery, scaly body. Ew, makes me feel... Ugh. But of course, the decoy is always attractive. So handsome. Oh, Dean, so handsome. Right away, Dean starts talking about his love of camping. Then he goes into his fake stories. Some give me a try and ask me to f them. Dude, you're like on life alert. Just stop. And after sending that photo and this photo, motherfucking Dean had the audacity to tell this decoy that he is 48 years old. So this motherfucker is only 20 years older than me. I mean, only 20 years older than me. Dean says he can flash the decoy if she gives him permission, and he sends a photo of some random guy's penis. That is not Dean. I will not show y'all Dean's real penis, but trust me. There's no tattoo in this photo around his belly button, which he's had since he was quite younger. And there's also no liver spots. This is not Dean's penis. Then Dean pops the question every girl wants to hear. Would you make it come for you? This guy's a real charmer. Of course, the decoy says she's never done that. She's a blah, blah, blah. Then he goes into, of course, what he's about to do with her. For example, like licking her pussy. He even talks about taking her to the nudist campground that he goes to, which in fact is real in Wisconsin. I cannot say for sure that he goes to that campground, but what I can say for sure is that it does exist. And Dean talks about hiding all of this from the decoy's parents, so he knows that so he knows what he is doing. Can't plead ignorance or being senile in this one, Dean, no matter how many liver spots you got, bitch. Guess what else he asked the decoy for? I'll give him a minute. I'll give him a minute while you guys like this video. I'll give you a minute. Guess what he asked for? No. I'll still give you a minute. Guess what Dean asked for? You got it. CP. He asked for CP from a 15-year-old. Mind you, this guy is 72 years old. Dean also has expressed his feelings about men and talked about how he does have with men as well, and even sent the decoy a photo of a penis going into an ass. Now, again, I will say this doesn't seem like a real photo of Dean's. It seems like a kind of professional photo. Yes, we did have to look at it, examine it. It just doesn't seem like his. However, do I think that he has had a... Yes. I don't think he's lying about that. But does this man really have a director of photography on site? No. Half the time, I don't. So what makes me think that you do? That was a joke. Chris is full-time now. Shout out to Chris. And feel free to buy our merch so we can keep going, so Chris can keep being full-time. Yes, that is redpillthreads.com/CourtneyElizXbeth, link in the description below. Get your Courtney ElizXbeth shirt, my logo in retro, or my logo in regular. Not only that, you guys can also get Curb Stomp Your Loco Pedo shirt. Use code ElizXbeth for 10% off. You can also get Make Afraid Again shirt, or Dead Cannot Reoffend. This code, guys, ElizXbeth, it works store-wide, so be sure to use it at the checkout. Yes, that's redpillthreads.com/CourtneyElizXbeth, link in the description below. Then it gets the most concerning of all, and this is what I would have wanted to discuss in an interview. Dean talks about his neighbor, and apparently she goes to his campgrounds too. He says he prefers young boys and has caught her with boys that are younger than the decoy. I don't believe a lot of things that end up saying to us. However, we have to stay on our toes always if it is something about it. But then again, it also could just be a fantasy that they're speaking about to make the decoy more comfortable or to help them get off. And then it goes even further, like Chris was worrying, is Dean actually the neighbor? Is Dean the one in the boys? I don't know for sure, but he sent a photo of his neighbor. And yes, of course, it was the same photo that he sent earlier of someone sucking him off. It's just not real, guys. Like, that's not his neighbor. Finally, the day came to meet Dean. I really wanted to come face to face with him. He was meant to meet up with the decoy, but then he was ghosting us. I really do reckon he got cold feet. He did even cancel his hair cutting appointment, which Chris and I were outside of, waiting to confront him at. Talking about how his hairdresser and his nurses say he has a big It's like, yeah, right. Me and Chris made a joke being like, Chris, like, go in there where he gets his hair done. And it's just like, oh, they're in there. He's bald, so he's just like...
Take a little bit off the top, huh? So yeah, like they could be cutting my hair and I could be listening in on Dean over there and his little back and forth gossip with his stylist. And who knows, maybe she really is telling him how big his is, I don't know. But of course, he never showed up. So I guess getting a haircut was one of his fantasies too. We still check the local obituaries just to be safe. However, that's when we stopped hearing from Dean altogether. If that means he would have never showed up to meet a real in person, that's a good thing. But these kind of messages should never be sent to somebody who says they're a That, along with everything we saw on his Reddit, we found it necessary to still do an interview with him. So that's right, we went to his apartment, which we used to go to predators' houses a lot more, but it's been a while, it's been over a year, so it was nice to go back to our roots. We pulled up to his apartment and it was ass. It was a really bad setup in downtown Partyville. It's kind of set up like he's living above a bar or a shop, but there's no bar or shop. It's another apartment below him. And for some reason, him and his downstairs neighbor share a door, and the door had no buzzer or bell. You could see an outline where one was, but it was busted off. So if we knock on the door, who's gonna answer? So I guess that's what we're about to find out. Now, we did notice there was a police cruiser parked like a block down the road facing us, so that helped us feel a little safer. Plus, we were kind of hoping maybe there'd be kind of a scene, you know? We'd talk to Dean, interview him, and maybe he'd freak out, and the cop would notice and come over, and it would be a good transition to getting law enforcement involved. But here's what happened. Hey guys, me again. Few days older, few days wiser. So wise, in fact, I realized I missed an important detail in that last recording. So what you're about to see actually takes place several days after that haircut appointment incident. We did go to his apartment after the missed haircut appointment and just scoped it out, checked it out, but we didn't actually knock on his door that day. The reason he was ghosting that day of his hair appointment is because he was in the hospital, which is a lie a lot of use. So we never believe it. But this is actually one of the few true things Dean actually said. He even sent a picture, you can see there, his hospital wristband, possibly a bedpan in the background, his gross monkey paw there, skin looking like Cool Ranch Doritos. It's gross. And his last name is right there on the wristband. So us being at his apartment here, and the whole story I'm telling now, takes place days later when we actually went with the plan to confront him.
See, looking for Dean, 5 minutes of his time. Anyone coming?
There's a window you can see up the stairs.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But he
Here.
might just be slow or
Let
napping.
that be your last knock, though, for now. We can turn him in right after this.
True. There's lights on.
How do you know it's his? Oh, there's lights on?
That's probably 3, and then 4 is probably up to the next level. Maybe he's outside.
Oh boy, this isn't trespassing.
I don't think it is. It's a little slippery. There's number 2. Come with me. There's a guy over here. There's a guy over there. Up here. Do you know a gentleman named Dean that lives around here? Older guy?
No, I'm not from here.
You're not from here? Okay, sorry to bother you. It's not him. It's the balcony of the bar over there. He's just out for a smoke. But, yeah. Fuse box, you can just tell looking at it. Or actually, this would be an electricity meter, not a fuse box. For anybody correcting me in the comments.
Yeah, that's number 2. I don't know.
Should I go talk to that cop?
Yeah.
Oh.
Should we just walk in?
Yeah, I do, but I don't know what the rules are on recording, and I don't want to report it without recording.
Parking tickets could be. Maybe we could step in and.
Okay, I'll just ask. Oh,
Yeah, we probably just can't walk in, huh?
you think you would? Like a little buzzer, a little ding. Meeting room entrance.
There might be another entrance.
Villager party. So this is the village building. Maybe we can.
What day is it?
Today is Thursday. Is there any is there any rules against filming in here? I'm wearing a body camera right now. Okay. So we were in town. We run an organization, ElizXbeth Productions.
Okay.
Where we pose as online and wait to be approached by adults online who try to meet in
I've
person.
seen stuff
for
similar
sex.
to that. Okay.
So we were in the area to try to meet with a gentleman.
Okay.
But we weren't able to.
Okay.
So this gentleman
We
here.
just wanted to report him.
So yeah,
and
we wanted to
everything
report it
about
Oh,
properly.
perfect. Okay.
So he
Well,
actually lives.
let me go ahead and so I'm going to start my recording.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and radio into dispatch, let them start an official call, and then I will gladly take all the information. Do you mind if we move down to the police station just so it's a better setting
No
for us down there?
problem. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
We were in town to try to meet with this gentleman.
Okay.
Give you backstory. He today was not planning on meeting with the girl. He has actually stopped messaging her as of like 5 or 6 days ago on a
Okay.
day where we were going to meet with him. But we do know where he lives, so our plan was to go knock on his door, try to interview him about this. He didn't answer the door. I don't know if he's home or not. He actually lives like right there.
Okay.
So we just walked here from there.
I guess this would technically be like a crimes against, like an internet crimes against. We typically have our detective bureau handle those as preliminary as possible. So let me give him a call, loop him in kind of what's going on and see if he wants to come out and meet with you guys, or how he wants to do that. Because absolutely, I mean, I'm sure we're willing to work with you any way possible if this is something going on.
Yeah.
I just definitely want to loop him in because, like I say, our detective bureau typically handles all the ICAC cases for us. So let me give him a call and kind of see what's going on.
Sounds good.
I am here with a couple individuals who are in town, and they were doing sort of what sounds like a sting for. I'm sorry, what's the name?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it looks like they're. I will run that stuff up, get it put into the official report, and I hope that you'll be hearing back from us about something with this within I would hope maybe to end it today or tomorrow.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it.
Thank you so
Be safe
much.
out there.
Thank you.
You too.
Should I go knock on his door one more time?
You said what?
Should I go knock on his door one more time? So yeah, that wrinkly sack of bones somehow evaded us like Leonardo DiCaprio. That's a Catch Me If You Can reference. I've never seen the movie. But we were really happy to see a police officer treat us with so much respect and treat the situation so professionally. They're turning it over to ICAC, Internet Crimes Against, and now we wait and see if Dean's charged. I hope they do a digital investigation. Maybe they'll find more stuff than we've found ourselves. But there's multiple crimes they could charge him with just based on the chat logs alone. Sadly, however, we've seen with several of our recent Wisconsin catches that there's no charges at all. It's possible Dean gets to go on with the few weeks he has left of life with no penalty. So this video and these posts about Dean may be the only way to protect people from Dean. If he's not behind bars, this should hopefully keep people from wanting to even associate with him. I would hope nobody's letting their around Dean at this point, but that's only if everybody knows. So be sure to share this video, share the posts, especially if you live in Wisconsin, especially if you live in Columbia County area. Get it circulating. Make sure everyone knows. We'll be sure to post updates on socials, Facebook, Instagram, X, So be sure to follow all of those. While you're at it, there's also merch you should check out. This shirt's pretty cool, but this isn't our shirt, but we have shirts. redpillthreads.com/CourtneyElizabeth. Use promo code Elizabeth at the checkout for 10% off store-wide. That's the entire Red Pill Threads selection, 10% off. Check it out. It really helps us out just buying merch, and the shirts are pretty cool. Seriously, every dollar goes towards helping us continue doing this. There's also locals, there's YouTube members. Both let you see videos early, but locals is of course uncensored and has a lot more content, so that's the better one. But YouTube members is always there. Just go check those out, but most importantly, help make Dean famous. It's easy. Share this video, share the posts, get it circulating. Let's work together to make sure nobody becomes a lampshade on this guy's desk. Thank you all for watching.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this exposure. Shout out so much to Columbia County Police Department and also just that sheriff specifically. I am going to keep him confidential because, you know, I don't want him to have vendettas or enemies for no good reason, just for being nice. Oh, Avery.
And as always, please be safe.
Please be safe.
You guys, going camping?